Hello all, myself Professor Sonali Pawar from TSSM Bhurabai Sawant College of Engineering and Research, Nare, Pune. Today, in this assignment of Laboratory Practice 2, we are going to discuss assignment number 5. The title of the assignment is to create a test plan document for any application. The learning objective of this assignment is to describe a test plan document for any application. The outcome of this assignment is after the completion of this assignment, student will be able to create a test plan for their mini project. Now we are going to start with the test plan. Test plan contains a plan for all the testing activities to be done to deliver a good quality product. Test plan is nothing but a document which consists of all your future testing related activities. When we work in any organization and we try to start our testing process. So before starting the testing process, test manager or a test lead will be preparing a test plan. Test plan is basically derived from product description or SRS. The focus of this test plan is to describe what to test, what not to test, how to test, when to test, and who will do the testing and what kind of testing he is going to perform. A test plan document guides us how the testing activities goes on. Success of any testing project is completely based upon the test plan. So, test plan cannot be look same for all companies, but it has some standards or attributes that any company will follow this, whether it can be the product based company or service based company. Now we will see who prepare the test plan. In any organization, when they take up any project, before testers are actually get involved in the project activities, test manager or test lead or the person who is senior among that testing team should prepare the test plan for that particular project. Once the test plan is well prepared by the test manager or test lead, then the testers write the test scenarios and the test cases based upon the test plan document. So now you are going to see the test plan template. Test plan template is going to have the different components. So every organization is using few of components as per their product requirement. Now we are going to see the test plan components. The first component of the test plan is a test plan identifier. Test plan identifier is what? It is a unique number to identify the test plan. Example, any project name which is going to be get followed with the unique number. So this number is going to specify this particular test plan is belong to which project. Second component of this test plan is the references. It is the list of the documents that supports the particular test plan. Example of the references are SRS, use case document, test strategies, test project plan, project guidelines, which helps the test lead to create the test plan of that project. Next component of the test plan is introduction. It includes the purpose and the scope of the project. Next is the objective. Objective is nothing but to write why I am writing the test plan. We will write a good procedure in order to get good quality product. So objective, we have to clarify that what is the main purpose of this particular test plan, what the testing output we are going to achieve through this particular test plan. Next thing is the testing approach. The overall strategy of how the testing will be performed, it is going to be get represented under the testing approach. It contains details like methodology, test type, test techniques. Example of testing approach: if we follow the agile methodology for a project, then we have to mention the approach that we are following. Next thing is the testing methodology. Testing methodology, under this we have to write whatever type of testing we are doing for this particular project. Let's take an example. If we are going to perform the web-based application testing, so I am going to start with the smoke testing, which is going to be again get followed with the unit integration, then system, then I am going to perform the acceptance testing, and at last I am going to perform the performance testing. So in testing methodology, we have to write whatever the suitable kind of the testing we are going to perform for that particular project. Next component is features to be tested. So it will list out all the features that will be tested within the project. Example, the features which are to be get tested are the login page, dashboard, reports. So we can say that the feature which is going to have the highest priority, that are going to be get listed under the features to be tested. Another component is features not to be tested. It will list out the features which are not included in the project. Let's take the example of any web-based application having one module, which is about us. So this module gives the information of the organization. Information available under About Us tab is already written by a technical team. So to test the functionality of such module or tab is not so important. So we can add such module or the tab under features not to be tested. Next is the pass or fail criteria. Pass or fail criteria. In this, we must specify the criteria that will be used to determine pass or the fail percentage of the test items. Let's take an example. Major functionality of application should work as intended, and pass percentage of the test cases should be more than 90%. So we can say that there should not be the high priority bugs remain in that particular project, because as our project passing percentage of the test cases is greater than 90%. Next component of the test plan is the suspension criteria. Suspension criteria is nothing but that we have to specify when we are going to stop the particular testing. Let's take an example. If any major functionality is not going to be get work as per their intended functionality, then we have to stop the testing. We can also take the example if we are going to perform the testing for any banking application. So if the login functionality of that particular banking application is not going to be work according to its requirement, then at that position we have to stop performing the testing, and whatever the bug we have find out with this particular login functionality, that should be reported to the developer team. Once they are going to provide the fix for that particular defect, then only again we are going to resume the particular testing. So suspension criteria is very important to mention in a test plan. Next component of the test plan is the test deliverables. Test deliverables, it's nothing but the list of the documents that need to be delivered at the each phase of the testing life cycle. So examples of the test deliverables like test cases, whatever the test cases we have executed for that particular module, we have to deliver those things. Along with this, we have to give the bug report or the defect reports. Whatever the defects we have identified, we have to give these things also. Next is the testing task. Testing task is a list of the testing tasks that we need to complete in the current project. Example of this, suppose the test environment should get ready before the test execution phase. So when we are going to plan that we are going to perform the testing on particular environment, so at that situation we have to be ready with the testable environments. Another component is the environment needs. Environment needs is the list of hardware, software or any other tools that are needed for the test environments. The main important component of the test plan is the roles and the responsibilities. So it is the list of the roles and the responsibilities of each of the test task. Example is, if test plan should be created by the test lead or the manager, and the preparation execution of the test should be carried out by the tester. So we have to specify all the roles and the responsibilities of the each of the person who is directly work on that particular project. So everyone should aware what responsibilities he has to carry out in this particular project. The next component of the test plan is the schedule. So schedule, it consists of the complete details on when to start and when to finish and how much time each task should take place. So all the estimated calculations for the performing this particular testing activities is to be carried out with the test plan, and everything is going to be work as per the schedule. And then last component of the test plan is the risk. Risk is the factor, it specifies the probability of the risk or the contingency to overcome the particular risk. So let's take an example. If in case the wrong budget estimation has been made, so the cost may overrun the particular estimation. So risk is also associated with the test plan. So these are the attributes we have seen. So every organization is going to use different components and going to consider the different test plan components while preparing the test plan for their organization. Thank you. Now we are going to see how to create a test plan for employee database system. First, we will see the SRS document of employee database system. The document contains the introduction that what this document is going to cover. It covers all the requirements for the employee details. So it is maintained to have the database of the employees in that particular organization. Purpose of this document that it have the few requirements to add the new employee records, modify the existing employee record, delete employee records and close the application. Next, scope is given. Scope is that it is document is mainly limited for addressing the requirements for effective management of employee details. Next, we are going to see the requirement reviews. Requirement reviews for this document is that first thing is starting the application. The application can get started by double clicking on employee database icon, and it is going to get open with the form 1. So form 1 is going to have few fields like employee number, employee name, employee salary and the designation. So the requirement of this form 1 is the add button is by default in disabled state, modify button is also in disabled state by default, delete button is also in disabled state by default. Only the close button is in enabled state once the particular form is get open, and all the fields are non-readable. Likewise, another requirements for the file menu is also get listed here. How to open the particular new file, how to create open existing file, how to exit from the file menu. So regarding same requirements are going to be get listed in this SRS. See here also the after opening the particular file, what kind of set of requirements they should perform, it is going to get listed here. Here the search employee records in the form 2, it also going to have the set of the requirements, and the exit functionality requirements are also listed here. Now we are going to see how to write the test plan for the particular employee database system. So here I have created one template for test plan. Now we will see how to write the test plan. So the first component of the test plan is the test plan identifier. So here I am going to write the employee database system as a project name, and we are going to write the test plan for the opening functionality of the particular system. So here I have given this, that is the employee database system is my project name. So this test plan is for the opening the particular application, which is going to get followed with one sequence number. For my test plan, the reference is the SRS document of employee database system. So I am going to give the reference of that SRS document here. Next is the introduction. So I have to give the introduction what this particular test plan contains. So this test plan contains this employee database system is an application designed to maintain database of employees in an organization. Next, we are going to write the objective. What is the objective? Objective is what my test plan is going to perform in testing. So now we are going to have the motive is to test employee database application will get open successfully by double click on employee database icon. So this requirement we have taken from our SRS, and once it is going to get opened successfully, form 1 will get displayed. So this is the objective of this test plan. Next, here we are going to mention the testing methodology. So here we are going to test separate functionality of each and every button. So here I am going to give unit testing, because we are going to test every unit in the isolation separately. That's why I have entered here the unit testing methodology for this particular module. Next is the features to be tested. So here I am going to write the features that we are going to test for. First, the add button is by default in disabled state. Okay, once we open the form number 1, the add button is by default in disabled state. Same, the modify button is also in disabled state. So we have to test the same functionality here. So here I am just mentioning those things, that the modify button is by default in the disabled state. The third functionality what we are going to check is the delete button for delete button. So delete button is by default in disabled state. Next, what we have, the close button is in enabled state once the form 1 is going to get open with. And the next functionality is that all the fields in form number 1 are non-editable table. So these features we have to test. Next field is the features not to be get tested. So just have a look in this SRS. So this is our form 1. So here we can add the features, that is the minimize, maximize tab of this form 1. We can add these things that we are not going to test these fields at this particular test plan. So here we can add this minimize and maximize tabs. Minimize, maximize tabs of form. We are not going to test right now. So next we are going to add the pass and fail criteria. So in pass and fail criteria, what we are going to add, that we have to write the test cases for all the requirements that we are going to test right now. So for these requirements, we have to cover all positive, negative scenarios for all the features listed in the SRS. So in SRS, currently we are working on these features. So we have to write the test cases for positive and negative scenarios of all these features. Next we have to add the suspension criteria. Suspension criteria is what? Where we are going to stop our testing in between. So if any of the said features that we are going to test, these features, if any of these features are not working as per its intended functionality, then we have to stop the testing. In test deliverables, we are going to carry forward the test cases, what we are going to get at the end of this complete execution of this test plan, test cases, and if any defect is reported, then we have to carry forward that particular defect report if we found any defect. Next is the environment needs. In environment needs, we have to list out all the software, hardware requirements which are going to be get required to run that particular application. So here you just mention all the specified set of requirements. Next we are going to add the roles and responsibilities. Under the roles and responsibilities, let's suppose that particular team is going to be get work with the 2 or 3 tester. So tester number 1 is going to write all installation and uninstallation related test cases. Because if that particular software is going to be get installed properly, then only we are going to start our actual testing of that particular software. So the tester 1 is going to get assigned with writing the test cases for installation and uninstallation. Second tester is going to be get responsible to write the test cases for the functionalities that we have listed, that the features to be get tested. So the second tester is going to write functionality test cases for Form 1. Write the functionality test cases for Form 1. Tester 3 get assigned with write the usability test cases. Here he is going to write usability test cases for Form 1. Likewise, you have to assign the roles and the responsibilities for the each and every person who is going to work with this particular team. Next, in schedule, if suppose the particular sprint is going to be get work for the 2 weeks, then we have to specify that the particular test plan is going to be get executed for the period of 2 weeks with the start date of this particular schedule and the end date of this particular schedule. You have to mention. You can also here mention the how many people are actually working in this particular project, the resources, the number of resources we are going to use for this particular thing. Next, we have to mention the risk. So what kind of different risk we are going to face for this particular test plan execution. The first risk, if the particular software will not get open after double click on employee DB icon. So this risk might be going to be get happen with this particular test plan, that the software is not going to get work. So if this is going to be happen at that time, the particular tester has to report to the development team. Next, the said functionality of the buttons are not working properly. So these are the risks we have identified with this particular test plan. So this is how we are going to write our test plan. So you can just see here how we have written the particular test plan. So now same you have to write or create test plan. Here in this session we have created the test plan for the first set of the requirements, that is for the opening the particular application, and once the application is going to get open, then we have the list of few things that we have to check on the form 1. Then that particular form 1 is should going to get displayed properly, and whatever the set of requirements we are going to have, we have to just check. So like this you can also create a test plan for your project module wise. Thank you.